sleep.
Observe the wild Matthew Willoughby in his natural habitat. He's typically a nocturnal creature, but he has a big film shoot tomorrow at 7 a.m., so he really needs to get to sleep.
You think?
And this environment is excessively hot. 89 degrees Fahrenheit is unnatural for this creature to sleep.
I am going to tear one of these pillows and take every feather and stuff them down your throat if you don't induce this person into sleep immediately!
See how aggressively the male reacts when he is exhausted but unable to fall asleep. Now, most members of his species at adulthood require about 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. But it looks like Matt here is going to be clinically sleep deprived today. How did this occur?
I was tired earlier, so I took a nap.
Describe the length of the snap.
3.5 hours.
This is what your sleep cycle looks like. See all these dips and peaks? That's completely natural. We have 5 different stages in our sleep cycle. The first stage is relatively light sleep. Down in stage 4, we get very deep sleep. This stage is called REM, rapid eye movement, known for its dreams. And these little peaks actually indicate moments when we naturally come into wakefulness for a few minutes each night, but we may not even remember it. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, but the REM stage gets longer as the night goes on. Both REM and non-REM sleep stages are involved in piecing together and encoding your day into the memory bank. If you take a really long nap midday, it's going to be harder to get yourself up as you go through all these cycles. You'll feel groggier if you're interrupting one of those deep sleep cycles, which is why the ideal power nap is a nice and light 15 to 30 minutes long.
What? That's so short.
I love a good power nap. If you want one longer than that, consider taking one full sleep cycle of about 90 minutes. That way you'll dip back up into wakefulness more easily. But then you could have a harder time falling asleep at night.
I got so tired around like 3 p.m.
Okay, good. This chart shows your circadian rhythm. Our body chemicals send us signals about when we should be awake and when we should get sleepy. Melatonin spikes in the middle of the night when most of us have hit the sack, but also rises slightly in the afternoon slump time of 2 or 3 p.m. And if we ate a big lunch of pasta, bread, and cookies, i.e. simple carbs, we're going to be even sleepier at that time. If your lifestyle allows it, taking a 15 to 30 minute siesta around that time is a great idea. Let's all move to Spain. What else occurred this past evening?
Drank some green tea, worked out around 10, had a few beers, made a late dinner, took a long ass shower around midnight, and here we are.
So a couple things about that. Your body temperature should be kept relatively cool as you fall asleep and stay asleep. Exercise creates physiological arousal and raises your body temperature. A long hot shower or bath also raises your body temp. So even though exercise may tire you out or a bath may relax you, consider exercising earlier, like 3 hours before bedtime, or taking a shorter shower. Again, keep your room cooler than you'd think. Try 65 degrees. Some say eating a huge meal a couple hours before bedtime affects sleep because our body's busy digesting. And green tea at 11 p.m.? Green tea, like black tea and coffee, does contain caffeine. Did you know that consuming caffeine even 6 hours before bedtime affects our sleep for the worse, even if we don't perceive its effects? And consuming more than a couple alcoholic beverages might make us crash easier, but it will also decrease our time in REM sleep. I'm gonna stick something in your ear.
What?
Just let me stick it in your ear. A dark, quiet space is super important. You might not have a ton of control over your surroundings, like loud roommates or outside distractions, but consider investing in earplugs, an eye mask, or blackout curtains to help set yourself up for a good night's sleep.
Okay, look, that's fine and all, but I can't stop my mind from going into overdrive. I don't even know my lines for tomorrow. What if I'm no good? And I can't get the bags from under my eyes?
Ever notice how the nights when you have the most pressure to fall asleep are the nights when you have the hardest time doing just that? Mental overactivity is a huge factor in not getting sleep. What can we do about that? Let's talk relaxation and routine. What relaxes you? A cup of chamomile? The smell of lavender? Doing some stretches? Meditation? Calming music? reading a book. The more boring, the better. I'd also recommend keeping a notebook right by your bed, so if you have any moments of, I absolutely must not forget this thing, you can jot it down without ruminating on it further. But refraining from doing intensive work right before bed is wise. Especially keep away from doing work in bed. You want to keep an association between bed and relaxation, not bed and stimulation. Well, the mental kind. You know what I mean. What's your bedtime routine? Do you watch Netflix until the second you close your eyes? Are you still holding your phone and scrolling through Instagram in your dreams?
No.
The light from screens does keep us up at night, as the presence of short wavelength blue light suppresses melatonin, thus altering our circadian rhythm. Just put it down, Matt.
No. I love my grams. Grams helps me go to sleep.
They don't, especially not 45 to 60 minutes before bed. This doesn't help Matt much right now, but having a specific sleep and wake up time to stick to every day really does help to set our internal clock. And having a routine decreases insomnia. Our body starts accepting the cues of, when I start to do this, it means I feel sleepy. So Pavlovian. This may be science, but it is also subjective. Everybody is different, so find out what works for you. A sleep log is a great way to do just that. Your challenge for the next week is record your sleep habits. What you did during the hour before bedtime, including reading, exercise, screen use, etc. The caffeine and alcohol you had that day, your sleep, wake up, and nap times, and your mood the next day. I even have a handy sleep log for you to use. Link is in our description or on our social media pages. Sleep is so incredibly important to us. Other than re-energizing us, it promotes longevity, informs our decision-making abilities, and helps us consolidate memory. Matt may have spent all his waking hours cramming lines into his brain, but if he doesn't get a decent night's rest tonight, he might not remember any of it. He's sleeping.
God damn it!